In this video, we'll simplify a few expressions with fractions, and then here we have some negative exponents. The first one is negative, and then in parentheses, 1 over 100 plus 4 over 25. We need a least common denominator here between 100 and 25. The least common denominator is 100, so let's multiply this numerator and denominator by 4 so that we can get a new denominator of 100. Everything else will stay the same. I'll leave the negative out there. I'll leave this as 1 over 100. And 4 times 4 is 16. And 25 times 4 is 100. Now we have a common denominator. And with order of operations, we're going to simplify what's inside the parentheses first, and then we'll apply this negative sign. So 1 plus 16 over 100 is 17. 17 over 100. We don't need the parentheses anymore now that this is all simplified, and the negative is still tagging along outside. That's it. Let's go on to the next one. 3/8 to the negative 1 plus 2 to the negative 1. Now a negative exponent means that you are going to take the reciprocal. So I'll just show a general case down in the lower right hand corner. A to the negative 1 equals 1 over a to the positive 1. Well, anything raised to the positive 1 is just itself, so I can write that as just 1 over a. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Let's take the reciprocal of 3 over 8. That's 8 over 3 raised to the positive 1, so we'll just leave it like that, 8 over 3. Plus, now the reciprocal of 2, well, 2 is like 2 over 1, so the reciprocal of that is 1 over 2. So now we have the reciprocal of 3/8, which is 8/3, and the reciprocal of 2 over 1, which is 1/2. Both raised to the first power, but we don't need to write raised to the first power because anything raised to the first power is just that self. Now we need a common denominator between 3 and 2, and I'll slow this one down just a little bit. Let's see, what can we do to get a least common denominator? Well, let's multiply this 3 by 2. We better multiply the numerator by the same thing. And let's multiply the denominator of the 1/2 by 3 over 3 so that we get a least common denominator of 6. Now you have 2 times 8 is 16, 16 over 6, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we're just building these fractions up, making equivalent fractions. 3/6 is the same as 1/2. Now we have common denominators. By the way, 16 over 6 is the same as 8 over 3, 8 over 3. We have common denominators, and so we can add straight across the numerator. 16 plus 3 is 19, so we have 19 over 6. And we'll just leave that as an improper fraction. We cannot simplify this anymore. That is, there is no common factor that we can divide out of the numerator and denominator. So that is our final answer. I hope that helps.